feel the music and connect with the best artist Mzansi has to offer.
And if you're still not satisfied, you can learn a thing or two about living wild, young, and free with Ama2K Saturdays at 11 a.m.
And for all you bookworms, relax your Saturday with On Writing at 2 p.m., where you can learn from the best writers and storytellers.
All this and more on Share Radio, the place to be.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Welcome to Sport Spotlight, because that's where we spot the light. Guess what? It's obvious that the light was spotted by Share Online.
You are now watching the Sports Spotlight, where you get all your sports coverage, updates, and news. Get ready for more Playground Show with the great interviews with your sports idols. Don't forget to tune in. We are Share Online on every social media platforms. Let the games begin.
Indeed, that's how we say welcome back to another exciting episode of the Spotlight Show right here, and brought to you by Share Radio, brought to you by Share Online. Please, if you just joined in right now, you're not late, and do make sure, if you want to, see shows like this, do make sure that you follow us on our social media platforms. We are Share Online on each and every social media platform. Please do not miss out, and if you want to engage with us, you can leave down your comment and really tell us what you're thinking as you're about to kick off our Spotlight, our sports weekend, everything that has to do with sports, and giving you the updates that are out there in the world of sports. My name is Moketi Maimane, and I am not alone. I'm with my brother here.
Oh yes, how are you, my brother?
Ah man, I am a sporthead. I'm in the spotlight, man.
Yeah,
I see. You have to know how it feels, man, to become in the spotlight. Because it's something that one needs to know how to balance, because a lot of things are happening. So it's something that whenever everything comes to you, you need to find ways and to deal with it. But I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be here, and
I'm also happy to be here because Manglana, this is the only place Lautola calling happiness. But I go by the name of Play, the producer, right here on Share Online. Every Wednesday we are here as a spotlight show. We are giving you the information that you want, and of course I care besides isn't this mnandi.
To say Lamula, we are right here deep in Emakasana. We would like to have a conversation. Spiza before to Spiza, and we call anyone who is in Africa, whether outside of Africa City, join us as we're speaking about our world of sports. As much as we are covering everything outside of South Africa, we would like to say, come guys, join us right here on the Sports Light Show each and every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the dot. That's where we come. Anything that happened yesterday, we are here to cover it for you. We are here to discuss it for you. We are here to even announce it for you. If you want to get us on our socials and also our website, which is available on the internet. It's www.shareonline.co.za. It's www.shareonline.co.za. Visit our website and come back and also contact us on our WhatsApp line and our number, which is 061-524-7758. 061-524-7758. So today, obviously, we're bringing you, good news, Well, we say it's good news, because we are announcing, anything that happens, Maizala, right here at Share Online, it's always good news, even if it feels bad to other people. Pirates Maizliwe, it's good news to us. Come, Sizo Chabula and share, and discuss what happened, because it's all about discussions and, looking at the things that really occurred, in the game. So today we will be, touching on the game that played yesterday, of course. Bafana Bafana playing a draw against Congo.
Yeah, but before we get there, I need to ask you a question. Angazi ukhohlwa kanjani this question. How was your sports weekend?
You know, age is really catching up with me. But man, yo, that's a very good question. And the most important question, of course, right here on the show. Hey man, my sports weekend was good because even if, you know, we don't see Betway Premier League, we don't see your Premier League, but there's always soccer. We know right now the gentlemen are out for international duty. So it's always on our screens. You know, we also have, you know, sports like about tennis, like they're just playing in the background. We have golf, you know, things like that. But my weekend was good because you know, I was watching very beautiful games, the United Nations League, you know, and I also watched the Chiefs. Oh, by the way, Chiefs won, you know, their first 2023-2024 title called the CAFU that was you know, played Sunday. So yeah, man, my sports you know, weekend was really good. How about yours, man?
Yeah, mine was also good, name. Speaking about the Chiefs, name.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you, Guti, I need to, you know, Guti, we had transfers before everything started, name.
Yeah.
So now ngifuna ukubuza nge-Chiefs specifically, since you said favorite Chiefs, right? So I have ama players ne eswazi ukuthi bawa transferile.
Yeah.
So ngizowabiza if for people abakhohli ukuthi abobani.
Yeah.
So we have Rashwin Dotley, which is we center back. We have Fiacre Ntwari, we goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And we have Serino
Gaston.
Yeah, but how Serim Tanam. We right winger. And then we have Ubongani Sam as the left back. How do you feel about the way Baba changing our corner, the performance yabo so far since Sinabo lapha ku Chiefs?
You know, so far we have seen good changes, you know, especially a strategy that has been applied, you know, in the field. Because not to lie, Unabi has brought change in the team. Because last season, how they played, it was not good at all. You know, people wouldn't even enjoy watching Kaizer Chiefs, you know, at that time. So, with the changes that have been made, I feel like it's bringing good impact. You know, it's bringing, mixing experience with these ones who still need experience. Yeah, but because looking at the likes of Gaston, we know he played for Sundowns. He won a CAF Champions League with Sundowns. He won, you know, in DSTV Premiership with Sundowns. Yeah, but so these changes have brought, you know, so much change in the team. So we are hopeful enough, man, for this season. It's something that we are really looking, you know, into competing for the highest, you know, accolades that are there. But you know, everything looks very good, you know, because there's this also a debate that is going on. Oguti, is Miguel fit, you know, for being the captain of Kaizer Chiefs? And it looks like he's playing the role, man. You know, he's giving all, and everything that he does, he makes sure, Oguti, Yazin, I put on my best. But to answer your question, man, I am very positive about the progress that is going to be made this season.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because Nami, when I try to look at some of the players, I can see Uti, like there's different movement. There's different behavior in terms of the way bakuluma ngakho. You can see Uti, okay, now bayakuluma, they know what they want. But otherwise, I'm also very excited change by Yenzi.
Indeed, man. Change is something that we need to see. And on our headlines, as I stated today, we will be looking at you know, Bafana Bafana draw against Congo, in which there are players who, you know, were not there due to their injuries. Abanye, they got substituted. You know, we're going to be speaking about the chemistry that is built amongst you know, the players, so that the team can really achieve what they want to achieve. Because looking at their past game that they played here, they won 5-0, you know, against the same team. You know, that was it the same team, or I'm making a mistake here?
Same team.
Yeah, they played against Yona Congo. They won 5-0. You know, they've played very good football. But Williams came and you know, spoke about the importance of keeping the good players who give their all in the field. You know, and when they get injured, things change in the team. So we're going to be looking at that. So please do make sure if you watch the game and you have your thoughts to share with us right here on the Spotlight Show, you can simply leave down a comment on YouTube and also a Facebook. The next one is also, because I spoke about challenges, McKenzie challenges the SAFA president. Uguti, we are now in this verge of making sure the transformation is being brought to the table, so it is very important for you as the president to step up and bring the game alive, because McKenzie mentioned Uguti, when you look at the rugby team, they're performing. They're making sure that everything that they do, they come with the best results. So now McKenzie, in which is a very good thing, you need to be put under pressure so that you can bring good results in such, spaces. So we'll be looking into that. And also, lastly, it's also about the same McKenzie. I'm speaking about it's McKenzie, speaking about that. They don't have time for egos and pettiness. Especially in SAFA. Which SAFA needs to make really, really drastic changes so that NATI, our South African Football Association, can find themselves, growing and inviting and also attracting those biggest sponsors that can give, give back to our communities and to our sports. So right now, we're just going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to be discussing those headlines right there with you. If you're watching, please do make sure that you leave down your comment down and tell us, what you really think based on the topic and the headline that we will be touching. We are Share Radio, brought to you by Share Online. So please do make sure that you stay with us right here on the Spotlight Show as we take a short break. My name is Moketi Maimane, and I'm with the one and only Arto right here in the studio. So do make sure, if you want to call us, 061-524-7758 is the number to call. Let's take a short break, and then when we come back, we are going to get on top of it.
You want to join the Creative Corner every Tuesday, where we vibe with the coolest creators.
But nah, you are too busy catching up on Umkosi, celebrity news, and the headliners on the Trusted Talk Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Embrace your feminine side with the ladies of Sisterhood Thursdays at 11 a.m. talking about everything women go through.
Join Amachida, Amahrotmani, the broskies of Sotra, fixing the country, one topic at a time. Thursdays at 2 p.m.
Get ready to spice up your sex life on the 8th hour every Thursday at 8 p.m. where we get down and dirty with the hottest topics. It's all things sex.
Start the weekend early with the feel-good vibes of Classy Lifestyle Show Fridays at 2 p.m. Put on your dancing shoes, feel the music, and connect with the best artist Mzansi has to offer.
And if you're still not satisfied, you can learn a thing or two about living wild, young, and free with Ama2K Saturdays at 11 a.m.
And for all you bookworms, relax your Saturday with On Writing at 2 p.m. where you can learn from the best writers and storytellers.
All this and more on Share Radio, the place to be.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Welcome to Sport Spotlight, because that's where we spot the light. Guess what? It's obvious that the light was spotted by Share Online.
You are now watching the Sports Spotlight, where you get all your sports coverage, updates, and news. Get ready for more playground show with the great interviews with your sports idols. Don't forget to tune in. We are Share Online on every social media platforms. Let the games begin.
Indeed, the games have begun. Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us right here on the Sports Light Show, where we bring you each and every update and news that are happening on field and off field. We've got you. If you want to engage with us, we are shared online on each and every social media platform. Make sure that you also press the subscription button, you press the notification button, so that whenever we are live, you will get the best notification that you've never got in your life, that the Sportslight guys, Bafigi Lamachita, they're about to give you all that has been happening in the sports world. My name is Moketi Maimane, and I'm with the one and only Ato Blade right here. If you want to call us, the number to call is 061 524 7758. It's 061 524 7758. 17 minutes past 3 is my time right now. Straight into our first headline, in which Bafana Bafana were held draw in Brazzaville yesterday. South Africa were held to a 1-1 draw by host Congo in a 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier played at the Alphonse Massemba-Debat Stadium in Brazzaville yesterday evening. The result, which featured goals from Elias, Mokwana and Mons, Bassouamina, takes Bafana Bafana close to securing qualification for the continental finals in Morocco next year. I mean, those are very good news for the South African team, for Bafana Bafana. Would like to say congratulations to them, even if it was a draw, but their performance has been given, in the past days, So before I continue, I just want us, just to look at the few visuals and the visuals that we have on what happened on the game. Looking at the goal that was scored by Mokwana, so I hope right there in your screen you could see, how the goal occurred. That's when Bafana Bafana took lead in the 33 minutes, so it was looking so much good, it was looking great, and everything was going well until, Bassouamina equalized for Congo Brazzaville. So it's something that I want us to speak about, because the last game they played, they won 5 goals, to 0.
Yeah.
So in the game, obviously, we just need to look at many aspects, So I don't know, man. What are your thoughts about yesterday's game?
According to the way ngibone ngakhona match ayizolo
yeah,
it was okay in terms of play, but now we have to remember, Oguti, it's not all the time, especially when it comes to soccer, not all the time sizohlala swina.
Yeah.
As much as they were able to play and give us more goals in the first match, which is bebadlala ne Morocco.
Yeah.
Badlala nayo futhi, but babuye ne draw. It doesn't mean ukuthi maybe bebangadlali kahle. The performance was very good. It was more like Liaba winner corner 5-0. But now the only difference is score. So we have to remember ukuthi even now they bafundile isfundo ukuthi okay, as in laphaya 5-0, it's too much.
Yeah.
Let's try to bring something, maybe so ezosiza ukuthi maybe if we do something, not at least sizokhona ukubalance. If siyadliwa, it's fine, but not 5-0 this time. Let it be at least 2-0. Only to find out ukuthi the strategy abaze naso senzeni sibasize ukuthi kube draw. Yeah. Otherwise the game was very good.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you look at how everything panned out, as Mokwana scored the first goal at 33 minutes, after 33 minutes, and then Bassouamina, equalized before they go into a halftime. The most important thing that we need to look at is the starting lineup, that the boys started with, when they were right here in South Africa compared to the one that they were playing with, because we saw changes like Uzwani coming out, and Umaswangwai, being put in the field, around 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So that also spoke about how there were changes, because Uzwani had a very, very good impact on the game, on the last game. As we saw the clips, Zwani was everywhere. He was handy. He was creating those opportunities. That's how, he contributed the boys to getting the confidence of scoring more goals. So when you look at the starting lineups yesterday, we saw Guti Williams was in the goal post, and then the back four, of course, Umudau, Kekana, Dotli, and Umudiba. And then going forward, we had Obas, Mokwena, Zwane, Mokwana, Sibisi, Apolis, Reyners. The changes that happened, of course, during the game, we saw Uzwani being replaced by Patrick Maswangai. Maswangai is also good, but the appearance and him being involved in the squad, it says he needs to gel more with the guys, because when you look at Uzwani, he has played, a lot of games when it comes to him being paired with Mokwana. I mean, they're from the same team. So we are speaking about the chemistry that people were speaking about after the game. Yeah. When Zwane was out, we saw Uguti, things are going to change. Yeah. We might even lose the game. So they just had to keep that same performance, because as Usho Uguti, they know how they play, and now we are going home. And obviously, they will want to score more goals. Yeah. But now, if they get injured, that's where we get them. So that's what happened. And obviously, Mokwana was replaced by Usibisi. Obviously, Usibisi Bruce saw Guti. Now we need to do something by making sure that we protect that one goal that we have. At least a draw will be enough, for us today. So UCBC was introduced in the game 2 minutes before it hit 90 minutes. And then Apolis again. Apolis was replaced by Omorena. Reyners by Nyeko Mobi. Like, you can see the defensive tactic, being applied right there. So Bruce had to take the safe way. So as we see right here with me, they say SA suffered, South Africa, which is Bafana Bafana, suffered an injury blow shortly thereafter, with Zwane stretched off and replaced by Patrick Maswangai in the 40th minute. Congo thought they had an equalizer via a brilliant striker, Bassouamina, on the 44th minute, but the offside flag ruled out the effort. However, the same player provided a fine finish to a through ball from Furil 3 minutes into added time to see the team level at 1-1, heading into interval. So Bafana Bafana is, they're still playing their Afcon 2025, qualifications, so right now as it stands, they're looking to book their ticket to the Afcon. Yeah. So it is very important for them to be present in each and every game that they play, because we don't want to find ourselves whereby we didn't qualify when we were playing to go to Cameroon in around 2019. Right, 2019. No, 2019 was in Egypt, but in Cameroon we didn't qualify to go and play there. But now, the importance of Bafana Bafana keeping the same, strategy so that they can qualify. Yeah. So when do you think, Uguti, right now as it stands, it is very important for them, to make sure that they keep their games intact and they get the ticket to qualify for the Afcon?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important, Uguti, laba corner right now, but make sure, Uguti, we have to try by all means ukuthi sihlala so. Yeah. Because one mistake iyachaya for one. As much as we can see ukuthi the previous games bebaza kahle, and then all of a sudden so 1-1. Yeah. Now it attracts labo coach abanye ukuthi bazibuza ukuthi okay, what made them ukuthi ba throw it this time? And then if bayabona ukuthi okay, lama changes lawo abawayenzile during the game, you abayenza ukuthi bayehlise i-performance yabo, then bazosebenzela phezu kwalezo zinto lezo. Yeah. So bona the only thing that they need to do ukuthi even if they change, they have to make sure ukuthi la sihlala the way singakhona movie.
Nothing changes.
So but according to the performance yabo, I can see ukuthi they will go far.
Yeah.
They will go far.
Yeah, so right now as it stands, South Africa is looking to book the ticket to the 2025 Morocco Africa Cup of Nations, as we saw them bringing and giving their all. So in Cameroon, we saw Bafana Bafana not qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations. So it was so concerning, and the fans were losing hope, So even right now, we have to speak about the impact that is going to have on our South African football if they do not qualify, because, Guti, these kind of competition, that's where, Guti, South Africa, they need to qualify.
Yeah.
And not only qualify, but come back with the competition. So the importance of preparation also, it is trapped in there. So right now, as it stands in the group, which is Group K, we have number 1, which is Uganda. But I think this one is very vital for me to share with you right there. So I'm just going to pop it up right there in your screen so that you can see what I'm speaking about and how does it look like for South Africa, Bafana Bafana, in the next coming, games that they're left with. They're only left with 2 games to play. So as it stands, Uganda stays number 1 at Group K. They have played 4 matches and they have won 3. So in that 3, they just drew 1 and they have never lost a game. So Uganda is one of the competitive team right there at Group K. Strong opponents that we need to look out after, because it is very important to secure that number 1 spot, because when we go to a draw, those are the teams that are going to be seeded. They will be put aside and then they will be drawn against Abo number 4, which Abo number 3, Abo number 2, I mean, so it's something that Coach Bruce needs to look into, And then Bafana Bafana comes number 2, in which they have played 4 games, won 2, and they have drawn 2. As this second one was finalized by yesterday's result, 1-1 against Congo right there in Brazzaville. And they stay on 8 points, So Congo, the team that we drew with, the draw, it made them hopeful, because if Bafana had won that game, the chances of qualifying, they were very huge. But Ogwamanje, if Bafana lose the next game or the 2 next games, they are in big trouble. But if you go down, before I go to the fixture, you see the South Sudan also. Because we know that a lot of things can happen in football, man. Sudan, okay, they're not performing very well. They don't have a draw. They only losing wire. But you find that in the last game they're playing with South Africa, and South Africa needs maybe 1 point. Then Sudan, 1. I mean, that's how football can be sometimes, the unfairness. But it is well within the rights of, football to happen like that, because Guti, that's the entertainment that we can for, as the audience and as the football lovers. So as we see right here, these are the matches, that have played. Of course, if you will see right there on the fixture, you would see a game that played yesterday, which was the 14th of October.
15.
Yeah, May 15. I mean, sorry, May 15. So I think the game played Monday. I'm sorry. It played Monday, and then South Africa, of course, with Congo played 0-0. So now we have to look into the last 2 remaining games, which is Uganda, who are number 1 right now, and South Sudan. So looking at Uganda and South Sudan, we know South Sudan is our competition. So how do you see us playing against Uganda?
Before I answer that name, I'll just say, Uguti, we might have 2 games left for us to play. And Singashuguti Sine hope at least we have 2 games. But I feel like Sinemeche 1 is now, so that we can prove ourselves. Because if si lose a match, it's obvious that our fans are with already now, but they don't have that spirit. So good with as in but disappoint. So I can say Sinemeche 1 is now. And then us playing against Uganda, ne, I feel like ukuthi, because we know very well ukuthi iyadlala hayi kancane, they do have ama players that they compete.
Yeah.
Even though most yabo abaningi abaziwa njengathi sazabozwane kanye mawuzobuya amazi uzwane umuntu ongalazi ibhola nyamazi yabo.
Yeah.
But they have ama player acompetayo and hayi kancane they do compete. So I'm very scared ukuthi masizodlala nabo i-competition ekumele sidlale nabo ngayo, the way kumele sicompete nabo ngakhona indlela ezoba right na.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they have indlela different all the time. When they play, there's something a change.
Yeah.
Unlike Tina, in a strategy C1, must substitute there's a mistake C sola after. So I don't know. I don't know, but I believe Gucci Sizo win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Uganda, their record, it really looks good according to the current standings, the right there, Group K, as we see them, scoring 7 goals in total in the tournament, and they haven't lost any game. So obviously they're going to be strong opponents. Yeah, so it is very, very vital to look at that, because right now, because we know these teams, they play after a very huge game, but whenever you come back, we're going to be discussing, their past game against Uganda, so because it is very important to also look at the past games, so yeah, so I think I've got it right here with me, because yes, the first game we drew 2-2 against Uganda. Because we know Guti they have one draw, and that draw is only from South Africa. So we draw 2-2 the first game against Uganda. And it was around 6 September. Last month. So it speaks Uguti. They are very tough opponents, and they're willing to give their all to make sure Uguti they stick to the number 1 position. Because number 1 position, it's just gives you that automatic qualification, and you don't need to go through you are in the group stages. Yeah. So it is also very important to look at the record history, because what speaks about the history is how well can we really perform in the tournament. As you know, Guti, we failed to go to the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations, which was Cameroon. We were not there. So leading to the one that we went to at Ivory Coast last year, there was that element of fans not trusting Bafana Bafana, because the way they were performing. So Ogwamanje, it is there. People are hopeful, and with the amount of pressure that Bruce is now facing, and of course the new players emerging, the new talent being introduced to the squad, hope is being brought into the people, to the fans, so that that glory of winning the Africa Cup of Nations in 1996 can come back. So we are looking at winning the title, but obviously pressures need to come. After the break, we will be discussing, what is really McKenzie opposing when it comes to Danny Jordaan right there, good SAFA. But as it stands, guys, South Africa, they're left with only 2 games, and all hopes that the players are going to recover. So the next game that they are going to play, Uganda on the 11th. No, 10 November. 10 November, they are going to be playing against Uganda. That's the next game for Bafana Bafana. So after that, their last game will be on the 18th. So it will be an international week for the players to go and prepare for the Afcon qualification. So we hope that everything is going to be prepared, and they're going to bring the ticket to the Africa Cup of Nations. So please do tell us what you really think. Do you think Bafana Bafana, stand a high chance of qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations? Or as it stands right now, with the game that you saw, it seems like what you call, it seems like they're going to be surpassed by Congo, because Congo is standing at number 3. If they win the next 2 games, it's a problem for South Africa. So it is very, very important for them to, prepare for this one and make sure that they qualify, so that we can be behind them, as McKenzie is putting the pressure to SAFA to make sure that the boys get everything that they need in order to prepare for this tournament. So please do not forget that you can share your comment with us on YouTube and Facebook. We are live right now. So right now we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back, we are going to be discussing the challenges that McKenzie has given the SAFA president, in order to have those changes, and the boys should perform, and of course the management also that helps everything and an organization to give good results to the people of South Africa. So please, if you want to call us in and send your voice note, the number to call is 061 524 7758. 061 524 7758 is the number to call. We are shared online on each and every social media platform. My name is Moketi Maimani, and I'm with the one and only Arthur right here on the Sports Light Show. We'll bring you all the updates and the sports news around the world, on field and off field. Let's take a short break, and then we'll come back. We are going to be moving to our next headline.
You know you want to join the Creative Corner every Tuesday, where we vibe with the coolest creators.
But nah, you are too busy catching up on Umkosi, celebrity news, and the headliners on the Trusted Talk Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Embrace your feminine side with the ladies of Sisterhood Thursdays at 11 a.m. talking about everything women go through.
Join Amachita, Amahrotmani, the broskies of Sotra, fixing the country, one topic at a time. Thursdays at 2 p.m.
Get ready to spice up your sex life on the 8th hour every Thursday at 8 p.m. where we get down and dirty with the hottest topics. It's all things sex.
Start the weekend early with the feel-good vibes of Classy Lifestyle Show Fridays at 2 p.m. Put on your dancing shoes, feel the music, and connect with the best artist Mzansi has to offer.
And if you're still not satisfied, you can learn a thing or two about living wild, young, and free with Ama2K Saturdays at 11 a.m.
And for all you bookworms, relax your Saturday with On Writing at 2 p.m. where you can learn from the best writers and storytellers.
All this and more on Share Radio, the place to be.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope, and help is available.
Welcome to Sports Spotlight, because that's where we spot the light. Guess what? It's obvious that the light was spotted by Share Online.
You are now watching the Sports Spotlight, where you get all your sports coverage, updates, and news. Get ready for more playground show with the great interviews with your sports idols. Don't forget to tune in. We are Share Online on every social media platforms. Let the games begin.
Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture Gayton McKenzie has delivered a stern two-pronged challenge to the SA Football Association President Danny Jordaan. McKenzie took on the role of Sports Minister after the 2024 SA election, and since assuming office, he has displayed a hand-on approach, a strong determination to bring about positive change in South African sports. Notably, Bafana Bafana had struggled to make an impact until the appointment of Belgian coach Hugo Broos in May 2021. Under Broos' leadership, SA achieved a commendable third-place finish in the 2023 Afcon finals held in January in Ivory Coast, marking a significant improvement in their performance. Moving forward, Bafana Bafana aims to build on this success and solidify their position as a strong contender on the international stage. Bafana Bafana is actively participating in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. The team last qualified for a FIFA World Cup tournament in 2002. In 2010, they secured automatic qualification as host of the event. In their recent match, Afcon qualifier tie against Uganda at Orlando Stadium, Bafana Bafana played out a disappointing 2-2 draw. The upcoming challenge is a away game against South Sudan, in which they won, and despite their uplifting performance in securing the bronze medal at the 2023 Afcon in Ivory Coast, the first podium finish since 2000. Doubts persist regarding Bafana Bafana and SAFA President Jordaan. Minister McKenzie calls for improvement, underscores the ongoing efforts to elevate the standard and reputation of South African football. The minister made it explicitly clear in his public statement that he communicated to Danny Jordaan and SAFA the critical importance of ensuring that Bafana Bafana successfully qualifies for the 2025 Afcon title as well as the 2026 FIFA World Cup. He stressed that failure to achieve these goals would result in significant organizational changes within SAFA. This is the words from the Minister McKenzie saying, "At the moment, I don't have full confidence in football. I have full confidence in rugby. Full confidence doesn't come with talk. It comes with results. I have full confidence in rugby. The results are there for us to see. The results are not there with SAFA. I'm not a man that gets overpowered and gets impressed with words. I like action. I told the man that you are talking about Dr. Danny Jordaan, and I told SAFA, I gave them 2 deliverables. I'm the ultimate accounting authority when it comes to football and sports in this country." I mean, this is the minister we've been gunning for, man.
Yeah.
Yabo.
Uzilethile.
The minister is hands-on, bro.
Yeah.
Because right now, there are goals. Now there's pressure, on the team. Because when it comes to a World Cup, Bafana Bafana, they have not, been in it since 2010. Because in 2010, they got automatic qualification because we are the host. Yeah, bro. So it speaks a lot about how much improvement needs to happen.
Yeah, as mangibona le part le khuluma ukuthi 2010 was the sun.
Hey.
I grew up ngazi ukuthi Bafana Bafana iwine 2010. Only to find out ukuthi no man, we were the host for that year. So I'm like, no man. Obviously, mawulokukhula, that's when you see ukuthi no.
You realize ukuthi ngskemiwe.
I'm like in China nemavuvuzela. I'm like, nyazi it's winning. Only to find out that no man. No.
It's the other way around, my friend. Basivakashele.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, I'm very happy about umsebenzi oyenzwa Gayton McKenzie because we've been crying for umuntu also supporter sports and arts and culture, which is what we see right now. Because back then beyikhona support but besicomplain. So now pressure isekho kuye. Yena make sure ukuthi whatever that we wanted siyayithola, which is into esiyithola right now. Now pressure my team, we can't say no, so far pressure too much. Yithi kumele manje siziprove ukuthi okay lento ebesiyifuna nakhe sisayisebenzela manje, we have to bring the results ekhaya. So hopefully Bafana Bafana izoyenza umsebenzi because yasebenza lo muntu.
There is pressure that comes because hearing the minister saying I don't have full confidence in football, it says a lot.
True.
Yeah, but that means a lot of things needs to be implemented. Especially Lapaya on the South African Football Association, because for the longest time, there have been some shenanigans. As Jordaan was re-elected, people asked so many questions. Uguti SAFA needed a new president, so that some of the things can get moving. For so long the squad has been performing very poor, very very poor, and we can't say internationally, nationally, we are performing very poor, but we have teams like our Sundowns who are representing us outside there. When they won the CAF Champions League, they got to play in the Club World Cup. But the national team is not doing as well as it needs to do. Because as much as he's saying Oguti, he's seeing so much good progress, good Bruce, and he must be given the chance to continue and carry Bafana Bafana where it needs to go. I mean, Bruce Naye also needs, the support from the higher management.
Yeah.
How do you now steer the ship if management is failing? If we want to play there, they don't have the budget, I mean, you have cases like they don't have tickets to fly players. They don't have tickets to book where they are going, to secure their accommodation, transport money. So lezo zinto, they count because an association is responsible, to fund the trips that the guys go to so that now they can be exposed into different styles of play out there so that we can see them playing in the World Cup. I mean, 2010 is a long time, man.
Ooh.
Right now, yes, sis, it's really, really a long time. It's been 14 years right now. Obviously, it plays after 4 years, but in that space of 14 years, you have so much to prepare. As a national team, as an organization, there's so much to prepare. Because Uteni was fought by Uriah Litwaba. That's where you saw Uguti, there's problems in SAFA. Because Ria was supposed to win, but Jordaan somehow, something happened, But Minister can say Uguti, he doesn't have hope in football. But he can't say that speaking to the coach. He needs to speak to the whole board, which is SAFA. And it's very good to see him mentioning that, you know what, Mr. President, I want you to bring good results. So in the past years, of course, man, we have been seeing that they are trying. And the scandals, Zoguti, SAFA is promising Banyana this money, but when they get here home, they don't get that money. It's things that when you look at, there's just a whole chain to discover Uguti, why our football is not going anywhere. People are complaining Uguti, the reason we are at this point is because we're not going anywhere. I mean, World Cup gave us exposure, man. What more do we need?
To be honest, I feel like sometimes we need things that we don't even know which is operator. It's just for the sake of ukuthi hayi siyafuna because ayenziwe umuntu athi this thing yenza so uyafuna. So sometimes we need to check ukuthi uyifunela ini. As much as now ama player they wanted the spotlight ukuthi sibe khona for ukuthi bona bakhona ukuthi badlale international. Now platforms yanika. What do you guys do about it?
I understand.
Yini kumele niyenze? Kumele perform. At the end of the day abaperform.
They don't perform.
I mean, 14 years, it's a lot.
Bruh.
It's a lot. Angazo munye sekabuye kangaki. But there's no difference.
Because being in the World Cup also speaks about the standard of football that we have. It means you guys, where you come from, you are good. Because La Pagubo South Asia, their qualifying system, it allows them to go through. Ours is not easy as it is because we have teams like Abo Nigeria, we have teams like Abo Ivory Coast, we have teams like Abo Egypt, Algeria. You have to pass through those quality big teams. And now we are still struggling. Look, Abo Uganda. I mean, in my view, as we are, as a country that we are at, and the image that we have, we should be very far, because African teams, they know Guti in South Africa. I mean, the opportunities that are there, you understand, and you're looking at the players who have come to play here, from players from Al Ahly, they have come, players from Abu Algeria, Wydad Casablanca, they have came here and experienced how it's like playing, in South Africa. But speaking of the words of Minister Gayton McKenzie, he's saying, I am not a man that gets overpowered and gets impressed with words. I like action. Understand? So it speaks a lot, Uguti. Right now, results they must be given. But Mina, I want us to speak about, the importance of giving Ama results, but support is not there. What do you think can be approach if Bakfunama results, but is support can be there? And buyers are food that like you're not performing, but support is not there. What should I do? So, what do you think, and what's your thought around that?
It's really confusing sometimes because you don't even know what to do, because at the end of the day, Bafunama results. Whatever McKenzie is saying to the coach or to the players or to the board, Tina, my fans, we don't care. Yithi nathi sifuna ama results. Ukuthi afuna uMcKenzie because uyi minister, it doesn't say thina swafuni. Yena noma ngathi focus yami ayikho kwebhola ikwi rugby. Okwakhe. But thina sifuna lento esiyifunayo as ama fans webhola. So mina mangathi siyawafuna ama results ekugcineni kwamele nisinike. Thina support sinika ngokuthi siyoni support sifike singene stadium simemeze and then done. Yena uMcKenzie eyakhe yini ukhipha imali nabo Motsipe bakhe kumele bakhiphe imali, but thina the support that we can give e1. So yena whatever life unayo ayeyakhe. So sometimes as now my player they need to understand ukuthi we are not doing it for support esidinga kumuntu oyi1, but also there are people aba supportayo. So we need to make sure ukuthi whatever that we do, let's make them happy.
True, when you say that, because I've never seen, a minister speaking iqiniso as it is, because we know that in most industries, in most departments, iqiniso liyafuneka. Based on what is happening, because now the country is depending on you guys. The country, I'm from South Africa. When they look at South Africa, they see the Springboks. Oh, you guys have a very good reputation when it comes to rugby. You have a very good reputation when it comes to football. I mean, we want to mention ourselves, when we're outside and say, I'm from South Africa. You don't know the South Africa that was playing Spain in the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup. That's how you get to grow the PR of the country as a whole, because the minister understands Uguti, it's not only about them, but it's about the people of South Africa. If we grow our PR, if we grow our image, people get to know us out there, that means you are bringing more investors, because this country has got something, So, Ati, Bafana Bafana must qualify for the 2026 World Cup and 2025 Afcon. These are the words of McKenzie. Ati, I said to them, qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, qualify for the 2025 Afcon finals. I'm giving them all the support now, in which is something that I mentioned earlier, Guguti. How vital is the support? Because you can't tell me to do something, but there's no support in the background. So clearly the support that is going to give the players is going to help them to achieve what the minister wants. But I cannot give support until the kingdom comes to the people who are not performing. A country like ours need to qualify for the World Cup and for the Nations Cup. These things are not difficult. Countries like Burkina Faso don't have our type of money in sports. Do we know we are the most funded league in the African continent? The PSL. How come can't we win the Nations Cup? How come we can't be in the World Cup? Imagine the mediocrity. I'm going to make sure I'm public about it. They know it. I know it. For now, they have my support. But soon, if they don't have qualify, we must get people that will qualify. Can you please get me the minister right here, guys? Can you please get that man right here? Because in everything that he does, I'm actually happy as a sports fan, man. It's really good to see somebody who wants results, because people don't understand, Uguti, how do teams like and nations like about Spain, Germany get to do it? Because they make sure, Uguti, guys, when we say national team, we're not speaking of into nje, guys. You know, you should go with pride in your heart ukuthi I am representing my nation.
Yeah.
You know, because he mentioned ukuthi Burkina Faso doesn't have the type of the money, you know, in sport. We carry the rand, man. You know, the rand is highly right now in Africa the most, you know, strong currency. You know, like we carry a lot of things that can get us into these different events and tournaments.
Yeah.
But we're still failing. Why? So an ultimatum is out right now. The president of SAFA, coach here Bafana Bafana, they're now under pressure. The players are also under pressure. Otherwise, everyone, I go pay. It's over for them.
But I mean, I'm blame.
Yeah.
Hence, I was saying, Guti, 14 years is too much. It's very, very, very long for people. But still, there's no change.
Yeah.
Like it's very long. As much as I show Guti, I'm giving them all the support now.
Yeah.
So it's up to them Guti by Tataranjan. Because I feel like they value PSL more than national team.
Yeah. Yeah.
They prefer ukuthi yazi phela lapha team yami.
Yeah.
La national shooting emnandi mangiselectiwe then afike lapho umuntu relax.
Yeah.
Ngoba uyazi ukuthi noma bangihlalisa ebenchini at least bangihlalisa ngomuntu engazi ukuthi hayi lo muntu umnandi vele.
Yeah.
But eteamini yakho uyazi ukuthi ayisibabhaya for something. So ngiyazi ukuthi nje mangingenile hayi noma kanjani 6 matches alandelana nyangena. So I don't think they value i national team the way ba value ngakhona ku PSL ama team wabo.
Yeah.
So I think they should make sure ukuthi as much as the minister isho kanje like u serious ngayo. As much as asho nayo ukuthi football, man, it's not my thing, but at least I'll give you the support that you want.
Yeah.
So at least they should make sure ukuthi ba satisfy nje inhliziyo yakhe zamile, yeah.
We don't have time for egos and pettiness. That is what Gayton McKenzie said, and it's something that we're going to discuss after when we have come from our short break. Our minister is doing what other ministers should be doing, but now it is good that when it comes to the industry, sports, arts and culture, the minister is hands-on, making sure that things are moving. This is what we have been always wanting, because if you can see the minister doing that thing, you can also put enough in your craft to make things happen. So thank you so much to Gayton McKenzie, and we hope Uguti yonke into that he wishes for can come true, so that as a country we can grow and become, you know, the best version of ourselves. I mean, it's true, man, that we should be competing.
Yeah.
You know, we should be competing with the bigger guys. When people say South Africa, they know, just like rugby.
Yeah.
In rugby, when you call the name Springboks, you get respect, you know, because they know Uguti, those guys, they have built a very huge reputation for them. Even with the soccer, we know that soccer is a very huge sport in the world. So it must come to that point whereby even SAFA gets, you know, the support that they need, the resources, so that Bafana Bafana can be part of the World Cup each and every after 4 years being hosted. Sfuna ukuba ma regular. There's nothing nice like being when you watch Spain. What do you think? Boy, obvious. Like they are going to be. They're going to qualify. Our qualifiers have not started, but you know Spain is going to be there. Why? Because they invest in the players. They make sure Uguti as a national team. As much as we have the best league, we must also have the best national team.
Yeah,
we have the best league in Africa. We need to also have the best national team, you know. So hoping that will happen, and we hope to hear from you guys. What do you really think? You know, do you think the minister is being too harsh on the organization, or do you think the minister, you know, is not being the way that he needs to be? You know, is he harsh, or he is not harsh? He's just delivering the message just like any minister could do. Talk with us and engage with us. We are Share Online on each and every social media platform. If you want to send your voice note, the number to send your voice note is 0615247758. 0615247758. You're still watching the Sports Light Show with me, Mweketi Maimane, and with the one and only Arthur Blade right here on Share Online. Do make sure that you stay with us as we take a short break, and then on comeback, we're going to get deeper into the one and only best minister that we currently have right now in the sports industry. Let us go.
You know you want to join the Creative Corner every Tuesday, where we vibe with the coolest creators.
But nah, you are too busy catching up on Umkosi, celebrity news, and the headliners on the Trusted Talk Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Embrace your feminine side with the ladies of Sisterhood Thursdays at 11 a.m. talking about everything women go through.
Join Amachita, Amahrotmani, the broskis of Sotra, fixing the country, one topic at a time. Thursdays at 2 p.m.
Get ready to spice up your sex life on the 8th hour every Thursday at 8 p.m. where we get down and dirty with the hottest topics. It's all things sex.
Start the weekend early with the feel-good vibes of Kasi Lifestyle Show Fridays at 2 p.m. Put on your dancing shoes, feel the music, and connect with the best artist Mzansi has to offer.
And if you're still not satisfied, you can learn a thing or two about living wild, young, and free with 2K Saturdays at 11 a.m.
And for all you bookworms, relax your Saturday with On Writing at 2 p.m. where you can learn from the best writers and storytellers.
All this and more on Share Radio, the place to be.
Depression and suicide are serious issues that affect many people. If you're feeling alone or hopeless, know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you and want to help. If you're struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, there are resources available to help you. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group offers a 24-hour toll-free emergency helpline for suicide crisis support. Call them on 0800 567 567. Remember, you're not alone. There is hope and help is available.
Welcome to Sports Spotlight, because that's where we spot the light. Guess what? It's obvious that the light was spotted by Share Online.
You are now watching the Sports Spotlight, where you get all your sports coverage, updates, and news. Get ready for more playground show with the great interviews with your sports idols. Don't forget to tune in. We are Share Online on every social media platforms. Let the games begin.
McKenzie says we don't have time for egos and pettiness. South Africa's Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie, has weighed in on the alleged disagreements between SAFA and the PSL. For the longest of time, there have been alleged disagreements between the powers that be at SAFA and the PSL. In what appeared to be a power struggle on issues to do with governing of football in Mzansi, while it has hardly been admitted by any of the highest offices of the country's football leadership, there have been alleged conflicting views from them in some instances on matters pertaining to the beautiful game of ours. In 2020, during the discussions between SAFA and the PSL about the resumption of football after the league was halted because of the COVID-19 outbreak, at times the two local football governing bodies appeared to have conflicting views on when the season should restart. However, SAFA President Dr. Danny Jordaan went on record in the media at the time to say there were no issues between him and his PSL counterpart in Chairman Dr. Ivan Khoza. Remember, the two of us brought the World Cup to South Africa, the only country on the African continent to host the World Cup. Remember also, we delivered the World Cup that was voted the best ever. Jordaan said that. Speaking exclusively, McKenzie said there will have to be no issues between the two powerful organizations going forward, if there were any which existed. No, they don't have a choice. They will have to get together. We don't have time for egos and pettiness. This is the national sport. Both SAFA and the PSL are doing a good job. So I'm not aware yet of tensions because I don't go after rumors. But once I see that these rumors are true, I will deal with that matter. That is what McKenzie said. And it goes back to what we spoke about, Uguti. You know, if you have governing bodies that are not supportive and are not working towards each other, you know, because in the PSL there was this thing before players with Sundowns were called into the squad. There was this thing, Yoguti, Zungu Mokwana is injured and they have to prepare for CAF Champions League, you know, things like that. And Mainjalo, you could see Uguti, there's tension between them, you know, abuko ubudlelwane, because SAFA as an executive board committee, you know, they are the ones who are responsible a smooth relationship between these two bodies, SAFA and PSL, you know. Chairman Naye, you know, he spoke about the importance of bringing rich relationship in football in our country. So McKenzie notices Uguti somewhere in the lines people are pushing their own agendas. Like guna that ego that's being pushed to Uguti, no, we know what to do, you know, and this is the way that we need to do it. And the importance of EPSL and SAFA working together is very vital. I mean, we have the national team, you know, that SAFA deals with. We have also EPSL that deals with these local teams that play in the Betway Premier League and also the formerly DSTV Premiership. So the relationship has to be there. What? Okay,
because I wanted to say sometimes we need to break the rules so that we can get what we want. But in this manner, I don't think someone is breaking any rules. McKenzie just want the results. The way Melabe a corn. Because the 14 years later, it says a lot to Melabe sense something. So if when are you still going to stick into that thing, Kuguti, there's a way that we need to follow. There's ton. For yena, ufuni result, because at the end of the day, funegi support from GUI. We need money from GUI. So there are a lot of things that is thing GUI. Sometimes you can't just say, let's follow our rules. Not knowing which lama rules they follow, you are right now. As much as enough ama results, shuti there's something bona bayenza exciting labo but yazini indlela yethu. Kanti that's the only way bona abayibona ngayo ukuthi le masingayilandelela sizo benefit. But if it's thatha le yakhe then as benefit next. So sometimes it's bayenza for the sake of doing nje.
And you know, speaking about Jordaan, you know, the SAFA president, we know that he was appointed as the SAFA president in 2014, you know, and he has served, you know, that's right now he's serving his third year, you know, that will end in the next 2 years, which is 2026. So Ogwamanje, I mean, with the 3 terms that he has had, you know, obviously somewhere, somehow, there's where Jordaan has lost it, you know, into steering the ship. Because Jordaan, first of all, he's 70 years old, you know, and it also speaks to the radical changes that come, you know. Indabaye VAR, you know, has been delayed for such a long time, you know, and he was speaking about there are a lot of things that needs to be looked at. But McKenzie, we are Puma at no, this is the amount of money that's needed for a VAR. So it just shows a lot of incompetence in the president himself, you know. As I spoke, Uguti, Uriali Dwaba was actually, you know, gunning for presidency. And the last vote before Jordaan was re-elected as president, Jordaan got 186 votes and Ria got 27 votes. So Ria questioned a lot of things. Uguti, no man, guys, are we actually doing this to keep this man so that these scandals can keep on happening, or we want to see change in our football, in our football association in general? Because she came and expressed herself that the association needs to refresh leadership after 8 years of Jordaan in the seat. Revitalization they felt only Ledwaba could bring, considering her experience in the South African football. So it was emerged, however, that Jordaan's position had never been in doubt after securing 186 votes to Ledwaba's 27. Jordaan's reappointment has been met with great displeasure amongst the footballing loving fans, as many feel he had held the association back and the change needed to be made for the progression of local game. It's something that we are speaking about, and people say Danny must make a way for new people. We all know of the advantage that the incumbents have over other contestants. It can't always be a case of people having voted when everyone is alive to the circumvention and manipulation of the electoral processes by these power-hungry people. So people are still complaining about it. People can't have it anymore, because as we speak about change, it's something that we haven't seen. Right now, we are seeing Elias to changing sponsorship to sponsorship. From APSA to DSTV. From DSTV, we were in Bedway. We were asking Uguti, what could be the next sponsor? What if it's, Rama Premier League? Come on, man. Like this is going to change the whole aspect of our football. We need leagues, a league that players will be glad to play into. So we are not seeing many things like that. People are complaining, and there's pressure. They need to qualify for the World Cup. They need to qualify for but the bodies, SAFA itself can't deliver, the right results. So it's a huge problem. Sibuyele muva, while other countries are progressing. So I think Minister, what he's trying to say, Uguti, sometimes bega my feelings work aside and look at the vision of the whole organization, moving forward and making sure the results are being provided. Because if there are no results, that means the national team is going to stay wherever it is.
Because I feel like manje sesifana ngathi manje seyikolweni, because right now ekolweni there's that pressure ukuthi mawungafundi uzofail. Now we are facing that thing right now in ku sports. Mawungaletha ama results nyaniyeka. So I don't think bekumele ngabe siku this position right now. Bekumele ngabe sina something is proud ngayo. But we only ukuthi like right now sibheke i-rugby. Uthola umuntu obeka ifan yebhola right now
sekaziyele Elias Park sibhekela amabhokobhoko
kuyafana man nesipule bhola lina lini because like it's computer sort. The only competition esi enjoy i derby ya like us kuphela. But lawa amanye ama teams bese akudlali inini as long dlala iChiefs nePirates or Sundowns is right. But the national teams khohlwa ngayo. Abanye bebangazi nokuthi iqalile nje lento.
Ngasho futhi.
Siza sesizwe ukuthi phela how because why we don't fight for ukuya phambili. So isiphelela like us. So I don't know ukuthi bafunani, but they have to make sure ukuthi otherwise McKenzie uyasiyeka. That's angin sasibona la ku spotlight isanishiya.
True that. In the words of the minister saying, we don't have time for egos and pettiness. I want you guys, to tell me in this discussion of what do you really think of that statement that has been made by Minister Gayton McKenzie. As we are in this space whereby a lot of changes needs to be made, not only for the organizations but also for the betterment of the country and the country's embodiment in all aspects that we're watching. So please, guys, do comment down below and tell us what you really think. As we are now concluding, speaking about Bafana Bafana drawing, McKenzie challenges as, challenges SAFA president. We really want to know from you guys, so what do you really think? Of course, as we are closing, we have to speak about Bafana Bafana improving, as McKenzie seeing the progress. Now support needs to be pushed. Obviously, we need to call up our people to support and make sure Uguti they give all the love and the support to the to the fellow players that are representing us. So how important it is right now for the boys to get a support?
I think it's very important because as much as afunama results, now they need to give back lenta iqelile. So support now they have to fight. So if they don't fight, they are losing what they're supposed to get. So that's very important right now.
Surely in my screen right now you are seeing the game that they have played against Congo, where they drew 1-1, and from the performance, all in all, we hope that they are going to come back and win the rest of the remaining 2 games. So it is very vital that they get all the support that they need. It is very vital that they perform in high, expectations, so that whatever that is going to come behind them in terms of the support that they need is fulfilled the way that they need to. They need to go to the World Cup. They need to qualify for the Africa Cup of Nations. So with the performance that they've been giving, with everything that they have, with what they have right now, we hope that Bafana Bafana can, take it to greater heights and make sure that they come back with titles, with honors that will build, the image that they're carrying for the country as a whole. So we hope all the best. They should continue to be as intact as they are. So right now, please, ladies and gentlemen, as we're about to conclude our show, please do make sure that you follow us on each and every social media platform. We are shared online on each and every social media platform. Do make sure that you leave down your comment and you tell us what you really think right here on the Sportslight Show, where we bring you every result, every sports news and update that is happening on field and outside of the field. My man, last words, man.
Okay, all I can say is that I hope bayangizwa laba khona Bafana Bafana. Guys, let's make sure ukuthi we make sure ukuthi minister yethu uyawathola ama results awafunayo, and bear in mind ukuthi akusuye kuphela ufuna ama results. As a country, we also need ama results agrand. So definitely, man. All support and all prayers to Bafana Bafana. As Nami, my last words will be, unity is very important. At this time of the year, we really need each other and support each other to make sure that everything goes according to plan. This was the Spotlight. My name is Mokiti Maimane, and I was with the one and only Ato Blade right here. Please catch us same time, same place, right here on the Spotlight Show. Do not forget to engage with us on a social media platform and tell us, which sports you want us, to highlight for you, so that we can have a discussion, engage, and have more fun than we can ever have. See you next week. Stay kind and take care of yourself. Toodles.
You want to join the Creative Corner every Tuesday, where we vibe with the coolest creators.
But nah, you are too busy catching up on Umkosi, celebrity news, and the headliners on the Trusted Talk Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Embrace your feminine side with the ladies of Sisterhood Thursdays at 11 a.m. talking about everything women go through.
Join Amachida, Amakrotmani, the broskies of Sotra, fixing the country, one topic at a time. Thursdays at 2 p.m. p.m.
Get ready to spice up your sex life on the 8th hour every Thursday at 8 p.m. where we get down and dirty with the hottest topics. It's all things sex.
Start the weekend early with the feel-good vibes of Classy Lifestyle Show Fridays at 2 p.m. Put on your dancing shoes, feel the music, and connect with the best artist Mzansi has to offer.
And if you're still not satisfied, you can learn a thing or two about living wild, young, and free with 2K Saturdays at 11 a.m.
And for all you bookworms, relax your Saturday with On Writing at 2 p.m. where you can learn from the best writers and storytellers.
All this and more on Share Radio, the place to be.
Welcome to Sports Spotlight, because that's where we spot the light. Guess what? It's obvious that the light was spotted by Share Online.